Hello and welcome to this hands-on lab where we will create our first auto-scaling group, that is ASG. We can either use launch configurations or launch templates, one of these, to create an ASG. However, recently AWS has been recommending launch templates over launch configurations. Hence, we will first create a launch template and then we will create the auto-scaling group. Cool. So auto-scaling group, launch configuration, launch templates, everything is on the EC2 dashboard as a matter of fact. So we are on the EC2 dashboard and we can see launch templates here. And at the bottom, we can see the auto-scaling section, which has launch configuration and auto-scaling groups. So let us first create the launch templates. And although it has a lot of fields and a lot of configurations that one can do, however, for our purposes, we'll keep it very simple. Create launch template. We'll give it a name, my first template. And then in the description, which is not mandatory, I'll just do it. Auto scaling guide, no need. Yes, this is very important. Which AMI do we need? So Amazon Linux 2 AMI. That is what we have been using to create our EC2 instances. Okay. And which instance type? So t2.micro. Okay. So you see, we are actually defining the EC2 instance that will be created when auto-scaling group will be using this launch template to launch the EC2 instances on need basis. Yes. Key pair. We have our key pair and then, yes, virtual private cloud and security group. So we have the launch wizard one. Okay. It has port 80 and 22 open, so that will be great. Storage is okay. No tag is needed. Network interfaces, advanced details, yes. So what I actually would want to do is mention the user data the way we have been doing with EC2 instances in the same way, okay? So that when EC2 instances are brought up from this launch template by auto-scaling group, it has Apache installed and this index.html page can be brought up through the public IP. I think we're good. Create launch template. View launch templates. Good. Now let us create an auto-scaling group using this launch template. Yes, create auto-scaling group. We can do from here, we can do from here. So since we have an option, let us do this. My first ASG. Launch template is selected because this was the interface from where we started creating the auto-scaling group. Next, not needed. These are the options I was talking about. So yeah, I don't think we need to delve deeper into them. We will mention all the three subnets of this default VPC, which means what we are saying is the auto-scaling group can create our EC2 instance in any of these three subnets. We are fine with this. Next. As of now, no load balancer. But once we create load balancer, there is a separate section where we will actually mention load balancers in auto-scaling group and we'll see how this relationship function. Okay. Now, next. Okay. Desired capacity, minimum capacity, maximum capacity is about the number of instances. So desired is one, minimum is one, maximum is one. So I generally keep it the same. Okay. Although it has its own mathematics that I don't want us to get into. Scaling policies. If you remember the conceptual walkthrough, so we can actually have a scaling policy wherein average CPU utilization is being tracked by some sort of alarm. If we opt this, then alarm will be created. And a target value is the threshold value. And if it goes beyond that, then the auto scaling group, which is reading from the scaling policy, will actually create one instance. So there could be a scale out policy, there could be a scale in policy. But once again, the idea is to keep things simple. Okay. So none, next, next, and next, and create auto scaling group. So our auto scaling group has been created. As you can see, it says updating capacity. So as of now, there is no EC2 instance. Let us see. This is very important. Instance management. It will be an important thing to observe during our future lessons as well. I'm actually eagerly waiting for the instance to appear here. So a question, where will this instance come from? Who and what will provide the configurations and settings to auto scaling group to create this one instance that we actually have configured this auto scaling group for? Yes, launch template. We have defined everything, the AMI, security group, the key pair, everything is defined there, right? Yes, you see, it is in service. I missed that, although I'll have ample chance. So first state is pending, and from there it comes in service status. Okay, which means that when auto scaling group creates an EC2 instance, the first state is after it is launched, pending. And from pending to in service, there could be a pending wait status. And during this status, we can actually install softwares and deploy applications on the EC2 instance and then give it a green signal to go in service status. So right now, when it says in service, it means this auto scaling group is managing this EC2 instance. Now let's take a look at this EC2 instance. What do you think? Will we be okay? Is it a web server or not? It indeed is. So our user data worked, right? Wonderful. Now, since this EC2 instance is created by an auto scaling group, we can actually perform a test. We can increase the capacity from 1 to 3 and see how soon we'll have 2 more EC2 instances. Okay. Update. It is saying updating capacity. I believe I will get that opportunity now. In fact, we will get that opportunity now to witness the status. Yes, you see pending? Pending. So from pending, there is a mechanism and code deploy. In future, we will understand this, uses this, and we will also actually leverage this particular functionality, that the first state after launching is pending. So the instance is in pending status. And right now, when it is in pending status, from pending it goes to pending wait, and there actually it doesn't go to pending wait right now, but it can. But right now what is happening is, in pending, the user data script is running, and Apache is installed and index.html page is getting created. All right. And then it is coming in service. So if you see it at the right time, you will understand what is happening under the hood. There are at least a couple of sessions based on this concept, which is very important. So do we have? Yes. So this is the IP. This is a web server. And this is a web server, not? Okay. All of them are showing the individual IPs. Yep. So what have we just done? We have created launch templates, then we have launch template, and we have provided it with all the EC2 configuration information. And then we have created an auto scaling group, which is leveraging this launch template to create EC2 instances on need basis. That is auto scaling group to you. Wonderful. And all these EC2 instances have this web server thing running on them. So they're not a simple EC2 instance. They're web servers, right? Great. It could have been any application. I mean, this is just a static page. It could have been a dynamic page, right? Great. We'll see that in future lessons. So that's it for this particular lab session. Thank you and looking forward to seeing you in the next lesson.